To the 100 Millionaires podcast. My name is Walter Murillo, and I'm hanging out with Michael Shine, Mitch Jorsky, and a special guest today. The point is not to work, it's to generate income. Mike Shine, bring us in.
Massive income from passive income.
And Mitch, how do we do it?
We organize and collect.
So today's guest is Faiz Rana from Prep to Your Door. Faiz, welcome to the show.
How's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me.
Very good, man. I met you out in Austin, Texas, and you're feeding America, right? Well, you're feeding Austin and Houston. The goal is to feed America. You're looking to expand. How much money did your business make last year? Did you guys, are you a six-figure business, a seven-figure business? Where are you at?
Yeah, we broke seven figures last year, so we're about 1.5 in subscription revenue, and we're trying to double that again this year.
Excellent. And so you just did a capital raise. You raised $500,000. You're spending that now on ad spend to get to that 8 figures. So instead of going into the depth of your business, I'd rather talk about what your business does, since Mike Shine has been pushing our whole community suggesting our community start eating healthier, start moving into that vegan mindset, encouraging us to live longer. And even though today Mitch is definitely rebelling, against his body, he's been eating a little bit healthier. So Mike, what are the videos you always suggest people watch or like to get into it? I know you converted Ken Walls recently.
Yeah, so Ken Walls, he likes to work out. So I recommended Game Changers to him, which is just incredible. Watch these high-level athletes that had a meat-based diet take the risk of converting to a vegan diet right in the middle of competing, like during their best years. And what they ended up finding out is that as vegans, they actually performed better. It's Game Changers. That's one movie. And then the first one, the one that made me change, was the What the Health on Netflix. Game Changers, I think you can find on YouTube. And then the third one, if you keep going, is Forks Over Knives. But there's a ton of them out there, and they're not. I have trouble watching like the ones like Cowspiracy and Dominion, which show the violence that happens to the animals. I can't watch it. Thankfully, I'm vegan, so I don't have to watch it. But those would be the first three. Would be Game Changers, What the Health, and Forks Over Knives. Yeah.
What the Health is actually the one that set me on the path to be inspired to do this business. So definitely recommend that. Game Changers, the one scene from that movie that really stood out in my mind was when they took the blood samples when they came in, and then afterwards, and you could see the quality of their blood change. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a pretty funny scene with the college students too.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Yeah.
So our play as millionaires is obviously make a lot of money, live a better life, and have better relationships. And food is a part of that. Food is, it gives us the energy. It gives us the body that lasts. So what's the point in making $1 million by 50 or 40 if you only live to 50 or 60? Or, while you're in those last 10 years, because I worked out with a lot of guys in the gym who had heart attacks in their 40s and 50s and didn't make it past 55. Wow. So there's a lot of this belief system around, if you want to look good, you got to eat a pretty unhealthy way in the bodybuilding arena anyway. And, it's not necessarily true, right? Like it's actually false. Even though it's propagated, yes. It's heavily propagated.
Not only is it not necessarily true, it is absolutely false. And so if you watch Game Changers, these people are crushing it at the highest level on a vegan diet. So, yeah.
So I don't want to, go too deep into, hey, don't eat meat. I'd rather go more into the business side of this with you, Faiz, since we got you on the call. How did you turn something that you believe is the right thing to do into a way to make money? How did you monetize something that you believe is something good to do on the planet that wasn't popular, wasn't cool when you started?
Yeah, I think the year that we started was the year What the Health came out. So it was happening. And this is what we do essentially. Like, this is a Mexican quinoa salad, and my girlfriend at the time, now we're married, would make this for us. It's glass jars, layered plant-based meals, and it just started, real lean startup philosophy type, can we get one person to buy this from us? And from one, it became two. And really understanding why did you just spend your money with me? And getting very focused on that, getting very focused on the need that we were fulfilling, and going and finding more people like that. And so, it really wasn't a big grand idea in the beginning. It was putting one foot in front of the other. Can we get one sale at a time and get to know these customers and serve their needs at the highest level possible? So it's a niche within a niche, but we're that niche is number one choice.
It's interesting because you're operating the same way every other successful business operates. First, you find a client, ask them what they want, or you put your product in front of a client and then you survey them. Hey, what'd you think of that? Do you want more of it? Would you like any changes? How many times have you changed the recipe as you've been, expanding the business? Or how many products do you sell right now? Like, how many different variations are there?
Hundreds. We have, several hundred recipes, because the meal that I just showed you won't be on the menu next week. It changes every week. We also retail a number of add-on products. So, CPG brands that fit our food standards. When Amazon bought Whole Foods, we found, there became a huge gap in the market for what used to be considered a premium product. The founder of Whole Foods is a customer of ours. And we get to, we have some pretty good relationships there, and we know of the technical standards to get into Whole Foods, not to bash on them, but they've gone down. If you are looking for a truly clean product, you have to shop defensively at Whole Foods now. And so we're trying to fill that gap for our customers. So yeah, we have hundreds of SKUs. And I don't think we could have gone to market with 300 recipes, but they were developed week by week by week by week, and they just continue to get perfected based off of feedback.
It's an interesting model, because I always tell people simpler, less products, don't give your customers too many choices, because then the confused mind says no. But when it comes to eating, that isn't necessarily the truth. You're discovering that more options is better.
Yeah, it's a very hard nut to crack, for sure, which I won't pretend to have the answer. We're still figuring that out.
So we have these other models, right? We got the In-N-Out burger that's like, you got one thing on the menu, enjoy yourselves. And then you've got Prep to Your Door. It's like 300 choices. How long do you want to be here?
I honestly envy Chipotle. It's the one thing, you're going to get it every time, and it's awesome. I'm just like, golly, that's amazing.
And so, Faiz, what is next for the company? Like, where do you see yourselves going? Where's the expansion? If somebody wanted to buy, so our audience is primarily New England, East Coast. So if somebody wanted to, get access to your food right now, I know you're only servicing Texas. What are the expansion plans? What are the avenues you're looking to grow in?
Yeah, unfortunately for our East Coast friends, I can't make any promises to you that we'll be serving you soon, and that's a very intentional choice. I think it can be very easy to think that growth comes through geographic expansion, but when you live in a state like Texas, you can build a multi-billion-dollar company by staying focused on your region. And so that's the approach that we're taking. We're hyper focused on our home market. There's just tremendous opportunity here.
And Faiz, I'm with you 100%. In your space, in what you do, you're basically a restaurant, and a restaurant doesn't have to go very far to make a lot of money. It just has to be in the right locations. And in fact, the closer the restaurants are to the main place that's distributing everything, the more profitable it is. You don't want to get too far away. That's, we're using Cisco every day to deliver products to other areas. Yeah. So staying local in Texas. So if somebody wants to come out and get access to your foods, are there restaurants right now that are servicing what you're creating, or places people can go and pick it up at any time?
So we're direct to consumer, right? We're a delivery. Sorry, one sec. We're a delivery company. So the cool thing is we can service Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas out of one facility. And because these are glass jars, we recollect all of the packaging materials every week. So, last year we sold over 150,000 meals, and we use less than 5,000 containers, which are still in circulation. So there's no plastic here.
This is like the good old, the milkman with the glass jars.
Yep. It's like the old school milkman.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's so awesome. I feel like now you just have to move to Austin in order to get access to food prep to your door.
I mean, you lead the charge. It's like probably Texas is the only other place I would move. So I'm down.
Yeah, Doreena's already mapping it out. She's looking at the Austin area. So
good food, good weather.
Maybe a temporary, just as a leapfrog.
So you think that if like somebody in theory had like an electric car that they would we're making, that Austin would be a good place to put like a giant factory?
Well, only if you want your people to eat healthy.
Well, I have some good news. We're doing our first grab and go concept in Tesla starting in June.
Nice.
So boom, you can get your prep to your door jars at Tesla if you want.
Guys should go to the Cyber Rodeo on the 7th on Thursday. You're right there.
I love this. Prep to your door jars, right? Like this business model that you've got to have this trademarked, right? Faiz, like this is a thing.
Gotta get Elon to eat.
To tweet about it.
Get a picture. It's right there. It's right there in town. So
all we need is one tweet. Just one tweet. Come on.
One tweet.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive. So Faiz, what is the goal for the company? What do you see for the next 5 years? And we do have to jump off in a few minutes. And what is one way that somebody in the Austin, San Antonio, Houston market could get in touch with you as you're growing and expanding? What's that website?
Yeah,
and then
it's preptoyourdoor.com. And what's the goal? I mean, we want to get to that 8-figure mark within the next few years. And we just want to serve our Austin, Houston, Texas community. Like, we're super driven by community service, and we just want to be our customers' number one choice. And, we slowly want to take over more of their pantry and their fridge. Just get your food through us. So that's the goal.
Awesome. That is awesome.
How many customers is this in order to hit that 8 figures? How many clients, how many people are you serving, feeding?
It's not very much. We can do that with a couple thousand customers.
Wow.
Yeah, our LTV AOV is very healthy.
Faiz, it's like everything other part of your business. It's just a healthy business,
exactly.
Healthy product.
I'm gonna have to try it when I come. I've never been to Austin, but I have intentions. So yeah.
Of course, if any of y'all come to Austin, come on down to our HQ. Would love to give you a tour and feed you.
Cool.
Nice.
Thank you so
Love
much.
even the slogan. We love to give you a tour and feed you. Like, come on. This has me excited already. So it's preptoyourdoor.com, Faiz Reina. And Faiz, if there's any suggestions, obviously I want to talk about biodiversity just for a second.
Yeah.
I guess it's about being healthy. I know Mike Shine's, totally sold on the healthy side of it. Faiz, you're sold on the blood work. You're like, okay, live longer. For me, it's more about this planet being here 1 billion years from now, or even 1,000 years from now, 2,000 years from now,
50 years from now.
50 years from now, right?
Yeah.
So and having animals that are interesting to look at. The lions, tigers, or bears are going to do okay, but like some of those smaller animals that are just not surviving, and the extinct list. I, for one, it was like depressed by the story of the dodo bird when I was a kid. Like finding out that there's like not this dumb chicken running around like bothers me, because we just clubbed them all to death because they were easy prey. Like that to me always just was a frustrating aspect to human nature. It's like we couldn't have just left a few. Like I think like we couldn't have figured that out, and that wasn't where the mindset of the society was at the time. Now we're a little more aware, but having just a few animals that we raise in mass production ends up wiping out all these other animals that could create really cool opportunities for us in the future, with vaccines or who knows what the biodiversity on the planet is going to be able to create for itself. Like silkworm, for example, we wouldn't have silk if it wasn't for a worm that figured that shit out. So, Fires, what is your company doing in that respect? By serving what you serve, it eliminates the need for. Go ahead.
I mean, our sourcing choices are driven by ecosystem health, 100% organic, regenerative supply chain, and it's better for the planet and it's better for your health. And those two things are interconnected, right? You can't grow healthy food without it growing in healthy soil. And most people don't think about soil day to day. That's okay. But the rise and fall of civilizations rests in the health of your soil. There's plenty of history to go behind that. But it's kind of strange how many pesticides and even plastic we're walking around with inside of our bodies. Petroleum-based products. Most of us wouldn't eat the pesticide-laden food if it was sprayed on that food right in front of our faces. But it's out of sight, out of mind, and it's slowly affecting our reproductive health, our brain health, our hormones, and so it's the sort of transparent food that we're trying to help cultivate and serve. It's super, super important. So
yeah,
we're playing our small part in that.
It's more people doing that. And here's the point, the message I want to get out to everybody. Look, Faiz is not taking over Arizona or Boston or New York. Like, you can do something, partner up or learn from him. I'm gonna push you, Faiz, to at some point franchise this, so you don't have to expand outside, but maybe give somebody the ingredients and be like, look, run with it, throw me a piece, because there's a massive opportunity in a business like this. You just heard him. It's a healthy profit, big profit margins. It costs almost nothing when you think about once the jars are bought. As long as you set up the right model, you're just putting food in a jar and then sending it to somebody who wants to eat it. So you have consistency. You're able to bring that back in over and over. So preptoyourdoor.com, and serious investors only if you're going to be contacting Faiz. In fact, I would suggest, if you're interested in investing in his business, contact us first. Go through 100 Millionaires. Reach out to us on alchemistnation.com. By the way, follow, like, share, subscribe. Let people know about what he's doing. If you got somebody in Austin, tell them stop eating the garbage you're eating and start working with Prep to Your Door. Cheers to your success. Mitch Jorsky, you want to take us out of here, brother?
We have a choice. One's work with the best.
Man.
Nice job.
And make sure you organize and collect.
Mike, why do we do it?
So that we can have massive income from passive income.
Faiz, thank you so much for hanging out with us today, brother.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, really nice to meet you. It's awesome.
Nice to meet you, Michael and Mitch.
Yeah. Peace.
Cheers.